Well then, we're back.
We are.
For another world-famous Nerdmotron movie commentary.
Yes, world famous indeed.
And it's trilogy time.
It is!
So each season we cap things off with a trilogy of some kind, because I started doing that at some point.
It's a good way to round it off.
And we just kept doing it, and no one stopped us yet, so...
No. And
we'll
I challenge them to try.
We'll probably keep on doing it. I don't say that. It's the internet. What are you doing?
Yeah, fair play. No challenges have been submitted today.
So this season just gone, we looked at 5 underrated and underappreciated comic book movies from the 90s.
That they were.
Because the genre in modern times has been a little bit iffy.
Specifically more modern times.
Well,
there was a period of greatness.
Well, the MCU, it had a great first 10 years or so.
It had a good first season.
And then it's just been kind of bumbling about and nobody really seems to know what's going on. And
now, aren't they?
They're failing to cast people and they're having to recast people for various reasons.
It's a shambles.
It's a bit of a shambles.
But you know it's not a shambles.
What?
I think we're about to watch.
I've got more preamble here.
Oh, sorry.
Good
Carry on.
Lord. The DCEU, which was never actually officially called that, but everyone calls it that anyway. That was also a weird and barely coherent mess. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to wind the clock back to a happier, more innocent time, what I would call the golden age of comic book movies.
Okay.
But now we skip forward in time just a little bit, just a smidge, to the halcyon age of the early 2000s.
Indeed.
When Nickelback ruled the world and comic book movies really came into their own. That's right. For this season's trilogy, we're talking over and somewhat about Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy.
Oh, yes.
So first up, of course, is Spider-Man 2002. We'll talk cast and we'll do trivia and maybe a little bit of a quiz along the way.
Oh, I love a good quiz.
We all love a good quiz. So, let's get our copies lined up, everyone.
We are ready.
And we're playing in 3, 2, 1, go!
Going.
There we go.
Whatever logo it is. If you get TriStar?
Columbia.
Columbia.
TriStar.
Still zooming out.
Sony.
And Columbia. Sony Pictures Protection. Or Entertainment Company, whatever. Oh, the music in this.
There you go. You don't need to hear it. We can just sing along with it. It is a really good soundtrack, though.
This and Men in Black, these two themes are like Danny Elfman's peak, I think.
Yeah.
For me personally.
Did Danny Elfman do X-Men?
No, I don't think so. But X-Men music, as we know, peaked in the 90s cartoon, so...
That's true.
I mean...
That is true.
Spider-Man!
So this is a long title sequence.
It is a long title
They don't
sequence.
really do this anymore.
Starring Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, well, we'll get into the cast and stuff in a minute. But this is, of course, directed by Sam Raimi.
The same.
Who you'll know from The Evil Dead 1981.
I do.
Never seen it.
It's not as good as Evil Dead 2.
Well, I've got The Evil Dead 2 1987. Never seen that either. No.
What about Army of Darkness?
I've seen Army of Darkness 1992.
Okay. You need to watch Evil Dead 2 and then Army of Darkness.
Do I?
Yes.
No,
great.
I disagree. Darkman 1990.
Great film. When are we doing that one? Jesus.
So maybe we'll do it at some point. Who knows?
We should do the Darkman trilogy.
Yeah, Army of Darkness 1992. The only Evil Dead thing that I've seen other than like the first season of Ash vs Evil Dead.
Very good show.
Which was pretty good. Oz the Great and Powerful 2013.
Oh, I forgot about that.
The Wizard of Oz prequel no one wanted and no one liked.
I don't think I watched it, but
I think it's
existence.
fine. It's alright. It's nothing special, but
just gotta say, I
couldn't tell you a single thing that happens in it, but it's pretty good. Sorry, you were saying?
I actually quite like these CG webs in this. The way it's almost like forming around the mask of Green Goblin. There, it's almost like a 3D net, and then it's also web, and it's kind of like it's all very futuristic-y for the era.
There was a bit of a sort of copycat thing going on with this sort of title sequence style because Daredevil Daredevil's title sequence was very, very similar to this, where it was like braille, and then it would like transform into like a lit up like tower block.
The less we have to think about that movie, the better.
It's probably not as bad as everybody remembers it to be. I think it's probably
it has its
fine.
moments,
but we're not talking about that one, so let's stop talking about it.
Let's not.
Also, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness 2022.
Terrible movie.
What?
I mean, it was a bit meh.
It's pretty good. Not as good as it could have been. There wasn't that much multiverse-ness, and there wasn't really that much madness to it.
That was my concern.
It was fine. It was okay.
Oh, here comes little Petey Parky.
Yes, well, we might as well talk about the cast. The section where I give an insultingly brief overview of people's careers. So first up, we've got Tobias Vincent Maguire as Peter Parker, also known as the Spidered Man.
What's his name? Tobias what?
Tobias Vincent Maguire.
That's a good name.
That's a pretty good name. He was in The Wizard, 1989.
Why is the bus driver such an asshole in this?
Because everybody... That's the thing about this universe, is just everybody hates Peter Parker for no apparent reason. Like, what did he do that has made all of these people just despise him?
I know, because
that's not normal. Like, bus drivers don't just do that. You know?
What a geek.
That's weird. It's weird.
Oh my God.
Anyway, speaking of weird, he was in The Wizard, 1989, which was a weird family drama that served as an advert for Super Mario Bros. 3.
Okay.
It's interesting and very strange, and you should look into it at some point because it is quite odd.
I really hate all these assholes, but I suppose we're supposed to hate them.
Well, yeah. They're really giving a lot of asshole energy here, these 25-year-old, 15-year-olds.
Yeah, they're meant to be 15, they are, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they're high school age,
yeah,
so
that's ridiculous.
15 to 17, I guess. He was in one episode of Blossom.
Don't know what that is.
Credited simply as Boy.
Boy.
He's in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, 1998.
You know what else he's in? Before you say it.
Yeah.
Back to the Future Part 2? Oh no, that's not him.
That's not him.
That's the Hobbit kid, isn't it? That's Elijah Wood. He's in
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, in the arcade thing. And, yeah. Oh, Willem Dafoe.
I know. Ugh.
Oh, James Franco. Oh. What a roller coaster that was.
Yeah.
Cats and Dogs, 2001.
Oh yeah.
He had a cameo in Tropic Thunder, 2008.
Did he?
Yeah.
As himself?
Hang on. Well, yeah, I think so. Not a really big fan of that one, really. Some good bits, but you have to navigate a lot.
He's about to do the line.
It's a meme! These movies generated a lot of memes, mostly involving Tobey Maguire's face. Because he does a lot of pretty severe crying faces in these movies. Because he just has a miserable life in these movies.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like, so far, Norman Osborn is the only person that has shown him even the slightest bit of respect. Like, even his supposed best friend is just like, whatever, man. Anyway.
Well, Norman means well, but he goes a bit off the rails, doesn't he?
A little bit, yeah. You could say that.
I mean, is it established in this? I mean, he's obviously not the greatest father and stuff before all this shit goes down. He's not the greatest person, but is he actually bad before he goes bad?
Not really. I mean,
he's basically a good, successful asshole businessman. Rather than
he's sort of baseline awful, like.
But he's not evil yet.
Big capitalist industrialist style, not very good, and he doesn't really care about his son that much. And then
Where do I know her from?
Various things, I think. I don't think I have her on my cast list here. Because she's only in a small role, so whatever. Anyway, The Great Gatsby, 2013. Didn't see that, but it's a good book.
See that. Well, yeah. I think it was ruined by the study of it at school, though.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Most books like that are.
Yeah. The Boss Baby, 2017.
Oh, good lord.
And, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home, which is technically sort of a semi-kind of sequel-ish thing to this.
Well, it's continuation of his character in an alternate universe.
You may also know Tobias from gambling and shouting at paparazzi.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about him from that, but now I do.
He plays a bit of poker. and
he likes shouting at the paps.
Yeah, there's some videos floating about of him. But I mean, you would. I don't begrudge anybody shouting at paparazzi, because paparazzi are scum.
Oh, look, with the subtitles on, we can actually hear what they're saying in the background.
Oh, yeah.
DNA manipulation and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
So there we've got Kirsten Dunst as...
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst. Is it Kirsten Dunst?
Apparently it's Kirsten Dunst.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm 99% sure I'm right in that.
I think you might be right, actually. As Mary Jane Watson. She was in Kiki's Delivery Service, 1989, the English version, as the voice of Kiki.
That's a good movie, actually.
I've not seen it, but I've heard very good things about it.
I can't remember if I've seen the dub or not, though. I think I just watched the subtitle one.
She's in Interview with the Vampire.
Spider! It's the spider!
It's the famous spider. You're a scumbag, Harry Osborn. Interview with the Vampire, 1994.
I haven't seen that either, actually.
I've seen it a long time ago.
Is it about interviewing a vampire?
Basically, yeah. It's just like vampires and stuff. I think she plays like a vampire child in it or something. I don't know. Jumanji, 1995.
Oh my god! Jumanji. What a fucking movie.
Good movie.
It's one of my few Robin Williams films that I bloody enjoy.
That's a strange thing to say, but okay, moving on.
He bothers me, but I don't know why, but I love him in that movie. He's fucking brilliant.
I love him in every movie I've seen him in, because he's fantastic and sorely missed.
Fair play.
Speaking of fantastic movies, Small Soldiers, 1998.
Oh, yes! Oh my god.
Definitely one I think we should do a commentary on.
Definitely, I love that movie.
Dick.
Is it a movie?
1999.
Not familiar with that.
Something about a couple of high school girls becoming secret agents for Richard Nixon, which sounds...
Detectives for Dick, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's got the little CG spider.
He's about to get spidered.
Somebody's put a sticker over that Canon camera.
Yes, well spotted.
I don't think they'd have that shitty carpet in a lab like that. I think that's not ideal for laboratory.
No, not really. No. It seems like
tell someone you've just been bitten by an experimental spider.
Yeah.
That is going to cause issues and you know it.
Yeah.
But you're too shy and awkward to say, by the way, some weird new species just bit me. Which new species? The one on the screen behind me just after it bit me.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind,
good
2004. Movie. Pretty good. Anchorman 2, 2013.
Eternal Sunshine?
I don't know. Can't remember. Anchorman 2. Fuck those movies. Despise them with a passion.
Which ones?
Anchorman.
Yeah, well, yeah. First one's alright.
Midnight Special, 2016. About an alien boy. General Zod was in that. Michael Shannon. It's a good movie. It's pretty good. Now, here's a question. Kirsten Dunst. Was she in TNG?
Oh. Well. That's a tricky one. I can't picture her in it. But that doesn't mean she wasn't in it. But she would have been really young if she was. So if she was, she would have been interacting. I'm going to say no. I don't think she ever interacted with Wesley Crusher, so I'm going to say no.
She was in TNG.
Bollocks! Which
she
episode?
Was Hendrel in the season 7 episode Dark Page.
What's that about?
I don't know.
Well, now I've got to Google it, haven't I? To be honest, I think I know more of the middle seasons more than the last. I think I've only seen the last season a couple of times.
Yeah, I've
not done a proper rewatch in a while.
Much.
Oh, it's a good show.
Anyway, here we have one of my favourite actors of all time, Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
As Norman Osborn / the Green Goblin. He has made over 100 films in his career and counting, which is...
It's quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
Oh, Uncle Ben!
Oh, Uncle Ben.
This Uncle Ben's great. This Aunt May's great too. No? No?
She's okay in this movie. She gets increasingly more tedious as the movies go on.
Also, it's a bit annoying when she's like, by the way, I'm not openly saying that I know you're Spider-Man, but go get him, Tiger.
It's more just their endless rambling stories about nothing. It's just... Anyway, Willem Dafoe, Streets of Fire, 1984. The Last Temptation of Christ, 1988, where he literally plays Jesus.
I mean,
quite frankly, a role he was born to play. Speaking of Born on the 4th of July, 1989.
Oof.
I don't know much about that movie,
89.
but I do know that they missed a trick by releasing it in December.
Okay.
What?
Wait.
What are you looking at me like that for?
Who are we talking about that was born
Willem Dafoe!
In 89?
No, he wasn't born in 1989.
Oh.
He was born on the 4th of July, which came out in 1989. For crying out loud.
I thought you said he was born on the 4th of July in 1989, and that really confused me. So I've never even heard of that movie. So
yeah, like I say, they missed a trick with Born on the 4th of July by releasing it in December.
Yes.
I also know that Tom Cruise is in that movie. And speaking of Cruise, Speed 2, Cruise Control, 1997.
That was quite
See
a
what I
stretch.
did there?
That was a real stretch, but I enjoyed the
wasn't. They were the
segue.
same
God, look how
words.
sickly and dying he is.
Yeah, it'd be quite funny if he just died, like, falls off the bed here and credits roll.
I mean, I don't know... The shot when he sort of...
I mean, look at that big blister
Why
on your
has he not gone
hand.
to a doctor?
Because he's a dumb kid.
I suppose he is 15.
Yeah.
He just looks...
You
30.
forget that. You tend to forget that with his wrinkly old
shadow.
man face, you know. Finding Nemo, 2003.
Is he hallucinating this? Or
Yeah,
like,
he's having a
a spider-themed dream.
Yeah. It's very Sam Raimi, that, isn't it?
I
Freaky dream
believe, and I
sequence.
might be mistaken and it's another movie, but I have a funny feeling that little flash of an eye we saw there was from Darkman, or something in Darkman is a flash from this film, or something like that. There's
yes.
like some relation
well,
to
yeah,
that.
definitely that whole sequence, like the flashes of like spiders, and I think the eye. I can't remember what
Was some of
movies
that
they're
used in
from,
Darkman?
but they were taken from other movies and other like Sam Raimi things.
Oh, I love this badass moment in a minute where he just unnecessarily smashes the vial on the floor.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you doing that, Norman? Like, don't be a dick.
Well, he's a dick. That's him. Glug. Yeah, that's brood.
He's
Also,
like, what? And that look in his face, like, why did you do that? Why?
I was going to say he's barefoot
love this
as well,
though, yeah.
but he's not.
Oh, it's cold.
He's a good actor.
He is a
But
great
yeah,
actor.
Finding Nemo 2003.
Well, yes.
I think he's one of the
No,
sharks.
not Marlin. No. He's in the tank. He's the raggedy old... Not Marlin. Gil.
Oh, okay. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
Great hats.
2004.
Great hats.
One of the greats. Triple X2, The Next Level, 2005.
I mean, guilty pleasure, those films.
Mr. Bean's Holiday, 2007.
I don't remember that.
Fantastic Mr. Fox, 2009.
That's good.
Literally the best movie that's ever been made.
I absolutely hated that movie for some reason.
Well, you would, because you have shocking
it's the weird
taste.
it's the weird George Clooney teeth kissing thing that he keeps doing, and it just freaks me out. It fucked me off in the trailer, and then I couldn't look past it in the movie.
Yeah,
Oh, look at his muscles growing in CG form.
Yeah.
He's not doing well.
Yeah, he's not having a good
having
time,
a
is he?
seizure.
I mean, that's probably what happens when you
Gas someone.
strap somebody onto a thing and fill the thing with gas, you know? Asphyxiation, you know?
Here's a question.
Uh-huh.
Is it fucked because they didn't finish the procedure, or because it's fucked?
Probably a bit of both.
Because I feel like they should have just left him in there to get the full experience.
To marinate. Murder on the Orient Express, 2017. which
Is
is
that the one with
pretty good. It's
Ken
Ken
Branagh?
Branagh, yeah.
It was alright.
It was fine.
He's no David Suchet.
Well, of course. Aquaman 2018. Very enjoyable.
I mean, yeah, he was one of the better parts of it.
He's
got such a good face.
Yep. And of course, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2021. Better than the cinematic release.
It really was.
Probably didn't need to be 5 hours long, but...
Oh, look, they're hiding his muscles.
He did actually bulk up quite considerably
Between
for
those
this.
scenes there?
I mean, Tobey Maguire for this movie.
Yeah.
He
Although comparing it to MCU steroid people, he's not quite the same.
well, yeah, it wasn't really the era for that sort of thing yet. I mean, we saw that with...
He does look bloody good.
With, what's his face? Alec Baldwin in The Shadow, where he's just a schlub, you know?
Well, it's like Captain Kirk was supposed to be all handsome, but he was just barrel-chested and round.
Well, yeah, I mean, that kind of was handsome. That was
I like
of that era, you know? What else?
Is he implying he's got a big penis now?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, bit weird.
Although he doesn't actually look. He's got his trousers on, so who knows?
I mean, you probably get a sense of it, you know.
Yeah, these trousers have been a bit tight, and that's just me looking at MJ.
Bear in mind, these characters are supposed to be teenagers. Let's just maintain that throughout this, shall we? And just behave ourselves. Spider-Man No Way Home, where he reprises his role as Norman Osborn / the Green Goblin.
He does.
Asteroid City 2023, simply wonderful.
Never seen it.
Big sucker for Wes Anderson, me.
Oh, okay.
And I highly recommend Asteroid City as a double feature with Tenet. Because Tenet is brilliant, and only very boring people disagree with that.
It's okay.
It's really good, actually.
I need to watch it again.
You do. Seen it once. Everybody needs to watch it again because it's fantastic.
Can we watch it backwards?
You probably could, and it would probably
with subtitles.
Oh right! Don't get me started. Do not get me started.
On the greatness of Tenet.
Yeah, I can rant on for hours about that, and then we'll miss all this.
Why does she stand like that? It's so weird.
Because she's upset.
No, she's not. She's waiting for her boyfriend.
She was just had a big fight with her dad.
Oh, I suppose. Not just. I think she's wandered quite a bit there.
Well, whatever. What a creep you are, Peter Parker.
I know. Oh, and you're missing your bus.
Again.
But now we get to see your hairy fingers in action.
Right, so now I guess we have to talk about this fucking guy, James Franco, as Harry Osborn.
Let's call him Jimmy Frankie.
Jimmy Frankie? We could call him that, I guess.
It's
the least
respectful name.
We could call him fucking dickhead, I guess. But anyway. Freaks and Geeks, 18 episodes of that, which I'm told is iconic.
Never seen it. I think I've heard of it, but I've not seen
it. Pineapple Express, 2008.
I actually quite enjoyed it, even though it's awful.
Yeah, it was my favourite movie for about a year until I saw Big Lebowski, and I was like, okay, well this is sort of the same sort of thing, but a lot better in every single possible conceivable way.
It is
it has some funny parts, but it's just so fucking creepy. It's just the sad story of a couple of creepy assholes.
So, just to talk about the film here.
Mm-hmm.
At this stage...
Yes. And
is it just always the case that the Green Goblin is just an alternate personality that just takes him over? Because it feels like still feels like he is innocent in this. Like he plays it so well that it's like the Norman and Green Goblin.
Well, that's the thing. It's kind of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of situation.
It's just a
sort
shame
of like that
he doesn't get a sort of ability to...
Because it's like that in No Way Home as well.
Are you going to do the fun fact in a minute?
Fun fact?
This fun fact.
Well, do you honestly think that I don't have that in our trivia section or at some point?
Well, in that case, I'm going to tell you right now.
About
he practiced it and did it himself. It's all real in camera.
Yeah, it took like 150 takes or something.
It's fucking brilliant. Look at the smile on his face. He's like, fucking did it!
Yeah, you would be pretty impressed with yourself, wouldn't you? I mean, that's good that they did it like that, I guess, but 150 takes is a lot.
It's commitment.
I admire the fact that they didn't CGI it. But anyway.
It's not like the brick in No Way Home.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a CGI brick, because apparently it was a ball.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I mean, you don't want to actually be throwing bricks around on movie
but I mean, the
sets.
scene initially was meant to be a ball. And then they...
Oh, right. Okay.
But you see them both catch it like a sphere. And then it's like a brick, and they're holding it. That's why they're holding it weird.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's so gross. And you're revealing this to everyone. Everyone now knows.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Well, no one's paying attention because everybody hates him. You know, he's sitting on his own, and that's a big mess.
He deserves it. He's a clown.
Date Night 2010. James Franco starring in.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah, look, how's everybody's seeing that? Do you see that? Yeah, we all see that.
Yeah, but it just looks like he's got a thing attached on a bit of string, you know?
But what happens when someone picks it up and realises it's like webby and sticky and they can't get it off?
Well, they'll just be like, oh, that's some freaky, weird, nerdy Peter Parker nonsense.
Oh, Peter Tingle.
The Green Hornet.
I like this scene actually. This was pretty big for the day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, this
it's quite a good sort of visual representation of spider sense. Or like the sort of discovery of spider sense. Green Hornet 2011.
Great movie.
Awful. What are you talking about?
It's a piece of shit, but I found it fun.
Ugh.
Although I have only seen it once, so maybe if I look back on it, it's awful.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes 2011.
Yeah, they're alright, those movies.
Not great, not terrible. The sequels are much better. But this one sets those ones up quite nicely. He's in Oz the Great and Powerful 2013.
Like, he's giving it all away right now.
Yeah, he just does a fucking triple backflip. Because everybody could just... Yeah, that's just normal teenager stuff, that. I was doing that all the time in high school. Just triple backflips in the middle of the corridor, you know? Yeah, kick his ass!
Break his sternum!
That guy did not need to drop that on his face. There was no need for that.
Comedy!
Well, yeah, but it just...
You can't start a fight and then moan when you lose.
Yeah, well, that's bullies.
I mean, you can, but that's
bullies for you, isn't it?
They only pick on the weak because they think they can win.
The Interview 2014. Terrible movie.
Very funny movie.
Oh, it's not funny at all. Boring and not funny. And speaking of boring and not funny, Sausage Party 2016.
That is actually really funny as well.
Why? Just why?
Like, for what they are, this is the thing.
That's disgusting.
That is pretty disgusting.
The fucking big blob of shit on his wrist.
It's more disgusting when he now looks at his hairy fingertips. Like, what have you been doing to get such hairy hands, man?
That's unnecessary.
But look,
it looks really painful. But it's, it's also very Sam Raimi, isn't it?
It is.
Body horror.
Well, yeah, he does like his sort of weird shit like that, doesn't he? But I think that's probably why, part of the reason why he has the natural webbing, isn't it?
Yes, well, they decided to go with that because they thought it made more sense than a radioactive spider. Because if a radioactive spider bites you, you just get radiation poisoning and die.
That's the Doctor Who joke, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hear about Peter Parker? You got bit by a radioactive spider.
Yeah.
What did you know what happened to him? Radiation poisoning, I imagine. You would have a lot of fun discovering you had spider powers, wouldn't you? CG person looks a bit cack.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of that in these movies. This bit especially. It's just like real face pasted onto CGI rubber man. It's not very good. 11/22/63 2016.
Okay.
It's a mini-series adaptation of Stephen King's book of the same name. I really like the book, and the series is a pretty good adaptation.
Go Web.
Fly. Up, up and away, Web. That's what I said.
Shazam!
Those are deliberate references
yes,
that were improvised by Tobey Maguire on the day.
Good man. Like, I don't know why he's practicing this so high up. And so visibly. Like,
nobody's going to be looking up.
But if he's thinking here, I'm going to swing on a rope,
Mm-hmm.
Why do it this high up? He hasn't tested its tensile strength.
Because
he's
a
an scientist.
He's a buffoon.
And also, the slack in that rope means that he's just going to go fucking straight down for quite a while.
You don't know how the web works.
I know how.
Also, he must get really dehydrated with those biological webbings.
Or hungry.
Yeah. Oof.
And why didn't he stick there? Why did he squeak on the way down?
Because his powers are still...
Can he turn it on and off? Yeah, he must be able to. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he must be able to, because otherwise he would be sticking to everything. Be sticking to that door.
True.
The Disaster Artist, 2017.
Meh.
And also multiple very unpleasant accusations of multiple unpleasant things. James Franco, not a good guy. He's a
cranky.
He's a piece of shit, quite frankly. Although he has done some philanthropy and support of like the LGBT community and some other good stuff, but also
a general creep.
I
understand.
Moving swiftly along, Clifford Parker Robinson III as Ben Parker.
Oh.
He's been on a whole bunch of stuff going back decades. Two things that I found of note.
But he's been in TNG.
No, he hasn't actually. He wasn't actually.
Damn.
He plays villain Shame in 2 episodes of Batman 66.
Okay.
He's like a gunslinger,
Not actually seen that.
kind of hero, sort of villain thing. And he's the president in Escape from LA, 1996. So there you go. We also have Rosemary Harris as Aunt May. She plays Desdemona in the 1955 TV movie of Othello.
Okay.
She plays Viola in the 1957 TV movie Twelfth Night, which is my favourite Shakespeare play. That's right, I have a favourite Shakespeare play.
Okay.
I bet you didn't expect some bard chat in this Spider-Man commentary.
Nothing surprises me that you have a favourite Shakespeare play.
Do you not find that surprising?
No, you appreciate good writing and you appreciate good stuff.
Yeah, Twelfth Night's good. I think most people don't really rate Twelfth Night that highly, but
I don't think I've seen it or read it.
It's just a bit of silly fun. It's one of Shakespeare's comedies that is just
actually funny.
Just silly nonsense.
Is it actually funny?
It's actually
good
funny.
Because most of the Shakespeare comedies,
a guy gets turned into a donkey man.
Isn't that Midsummer Night's Dream?
Oh no, that's Midsummer Night's Dream. Oh yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
Oh no, I fucking hate Midsummer Night's Dream. It's just it's just like you're trying to be funny and it's just not funny these days. It's just it's like
comedy doesn't always
exactly
last,
yeah.
You know?
So I think as a play, I'm sure it's fine, but as a comedy, it's fucking poor.
Anyway. Yes, J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. Has there ever been more perfect casting in the history of cinema?
Well, there was a casting of J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty well done.
That was pretty good, yeah. He's been in so much stuff, most of which I haven't seen. First Wives Club, 1996... Cider House Rules, 1999. Tobias is also in that.
Whiplash.
Hidalgo, 2004. Aragorn does a sandy horse race.
Okay.
Viggo Mortensen.
I knew that, yes.
Yep. We've done Lord of the Rings. Well, I did Lord of the Rings commentaries. You weren't around at that time.
Was Aragorn not in the Hobbit films?
No, he wasn't. Forgotten. He was gonna be, but they
realised
put that other guy in who was basically Aragorn.
Oh yeah, the love interest.
No, guy. Do you remember the guy in the water town, lake town with the bard? He was called, I think.
I mean,
he does a thing with
I've deleted
bow.
those movies from my head. I think
quite sensible.
Except the Radagast bits, he was good.
Yes,
but that's just Sylvester McCoy.
Indeed. So. He does the voice of General Wade Eiling in Justice League Unlimited. Very good cartoon series. Highly recommend it.
Oh my god, yeah. He just wants a shitty car to impress her. Like the fact that teenagers in high school are able to 15, 16-year-olds can fucking buy and drive a car. TR3 would be nice.
It's odd, isn't it?
Sport convertible.
Juno 2007.
I like that movie.
Burn After Reading, 2008. I think I've seen that. I Love You Man, 2009.
I love you too, man.
Definitely. Thank you. That's very nice. Thank you. Yeah, I've definitely seen that. It's not bad. Jennifer's Body, 2009.
Sounds good.
It's what's her name from Transformers movies?
Yes, her name.
Oh, God damn it!
She's actually quite cool in real life when you see her.
Yeah,
what's her name?
Shit, that's really going to annoy me.
We
all know who I'm talking about.
Shia LaBeouf squeeze in that.
Yeah, the actual main
Megan
character.
Fox.
Megan Fox, that's the one, crying out loud. Yeah, the actual main character of the first movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely the MVP.
Yeah. Cats and Dogs, The Revenge of Kitty Galore, 2010.
There was something about this sequence, I think, as well. I think that can was CG, or replacing it with something else.
Not quite. It was actually that they were going to use mechanical web shooters to begin with.
Okay.
And then they decided to go with the...
Oh, so they had the CGI.
So they had the CGI. So if you look closely, his wrists kind of look a bit blurry because they had to CG out the mechanical shooters. Megamind, 2010.
That's a good movie, actually. I haven't seen that in a
while.
while.
I haven't. Don't think I've seen that at all, actually.
I mean, it's a bit...
Oh, this is a great sequence.
It's because Willem Dafoe.
It's so good. Like, the bit where he's talking to himself in the mirror is just so great.
He just flips it on a dime, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's also the voice of Cave Johnson in Portal 2 and other things.
Oh, yeah.
Including Lego Dimensions. Isn't it interesting?
Like, Cave Johnson is another bloody great bit of casting.
Yeah. He voices Jonah Jameson in an episode of Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes and several other Marvel cartoons.
I mean, he is just the ultimate J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, pretty much. Whiplash.
Oh, that's Ash's car. That's Ash. Every Raimi
film
is... I just forgot to mention that.
Yes, it is. Whiplash 2014, which you mentioned before. Terminator Genesis 2015. I didn't know he was in that.
Genesis.
La La Land 2016, pretty good.
I only know La La Land by Green. What is it? Green Velvet or something? No, it's the band. Yeah. La La Land. Something about those little pills. Unreal. No.
Great. He's Commissioner Gordon in Justice League 2017 and Zack Snyder's Justice League 2021.
Yeah, I mean, he is actually quite good as J. Jonah Jameson and Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah,
like he's a pretty well-ranged actor.
It was good casting, but bad hair.
Well, yeah, no hair, wasn't it?
Well, no, he had a sort of weird kind of floppy thing going on. It just didn't look very good.
He said the line!
Yay! Yes, that's literally what he's driving at there. Oof. Brutal. Spider-Man Far From Home 2019. Guess who he plays in that?
Does he play J. Jonah Jameson?
I think he does, yeah.
I think he does.
Yeah.
He's quite good in that role.
It's pretty, yeah. It's pretty,
I think it's his first appearance.
Pretty good casting.
It's pretty good casting, yeah.
He's Ivo Shandor in Ghostbusters: Afterlife 2021.
Afterlife?
Yeah.
Sounds like post-surgical existence or something.
Spider-Man No Way Home 2021, where unsurprisingly reprises his role as a newspaper guy, whatever his name was.
Johnny James something?
Yeah. He's the voice of General Ketterick Thorm in Baldur's Gate 3, the best game ever made. And he's Omni-Man in Invincible.
Oh, another great bit of casting. Have you seen all that?
No.
It's really good.
Hey,
Bruce Campbell!
Really care about it. Yes! There he is. We'll talk
Bone size ready!
We'll talk about Bruce in a bit. First off, Joe Manganiello
Is that him?
As Flash Thompson.
No.
You may remember him as Deathstroke in Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Holy shit, yes.
Rampage 2018.
Was he in any of the DC TV stuff?
No, you're thinking of that other guy.
The one that isn't Manu. What's his name? Or the one that is Manu.
Manu Bennett. I think that's his name. Yeah.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah. Oh, what's
Parks
her
and
name?
Rec, is it? No,
not that. What's her name again? I forget her name, but yeah, she is good. I think she is in Parks and Rec.
Is it her in Parks and Rec?
Yeah, I think so.
Similar vibe.
Joe Manganiello also does voices in a couple of episodes of Star Wars Resistance.
Epic.
We've got Bill Nunn as Joseph Robbie Robertson, a significant character in the comics. Doesn't get much play in the movies.
Is that one of Flash's mates?
No, he works at the Daily Bugle.
Gotcha.
In the comics, he was like friends with Tombstone, I think, or something like that.
Is he friends with the Wall?
The Wall.
Spidey, I'll never climb it. Oh, here we go.
What's your name, kid?
Obviously got a good Oakley partnership, isn't it? Because his lenses are Oakley's. Did you know that?
I did know that.
I'm sure it'll come up.
Maybe not. Well, I mean, it has now. The Deadly, the Amazing Spider-Man!
You got my name wrong.
Yeah,
It's the human spider! I really like his costume here.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I tried to recreate that for a Halloween costume one time.
How was your artwork?
Not as good as that.
Well, just wait till you see him make his second costume out of...
That's a pretty good improv from these ladies.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know that this guy was spider-themed, and they're just breaking out all the spider-based insults. It's pretty good.
Just...
Yeah. Bill Nunn, he was in Sister Act, 1992.
Oh, I like that movie. I've seen that quite recently, actually. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't understand this bit where he starts complaining about the fact that it's a cage match. Because that sort of plays into his strengths as a wall crawler.
Well, he doesn't think about that, though. And to be fair, it would be pretty frightening being locked in. As
also, what the hell kind of contest is this where you're locking a civilian in with an actual wrestler in a cage just without consulting anybody? It's a health and safety nightmare is what I'm saying.
Do you think he's a natty daddy? Or do you think he might be a bit roided up? I'm sensing a bit of roidage.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a wrestler, isn't he? So...
Oh. Don't say that, Peter. Don't say that.
Yeah, maybe his husband did give it to him. What's it to you? None of your fucking business, quite frankly.
The fact that it antagonised him probably suggests that he's probably even more problematic than Peter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, nobody's...
If someone said that to me, I'd be like, well, maybe they did. Fuck you.
Nobody's really covering themselves in glory in this situation, are they?
No.
Anyway, moving on. We've got Elizabeth Banks as Miss Brandt.
This is very wobbly rebar. See how bendy all that rebar is? Well, yeah, this is quite insane.
Oof. That's a lot of kicks to the head. Are you allowed to do that in wrestling? Are you allowed to just kick someone in the head? I don't think you are.
It's a cage match. I think the rules were off the table at that point.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, Elizabeth Banks.
When did they take the chains off? How did they just open up so quickly?
Magic.
That bothered
I don't
me
know.
when I watched it.
Doctor Strange showed up.
Oh.
Elizabeth Banks as Miss Brandt.
Also in the Daily Bugle.
Yes. She was in Seabiscuit, 2003. Tobias was also in that. Yes, I am going to keep calling him Tobias. The Hunger Games, 2012, and its sequels. Not the recent prequel, though.
So why does he not get $2,000? $3,000 for 3 minutes?
Because he's a scumbag!
I know.
It's a scumbag situation. And also, if that doesn't happen, then the rest of the plot doesn't happen.
Then he doesn't randomly murder a random criminal.
The Lego Movie 2014 and associated
movie.
Associated media.
Great movie.
Here's an interesting one. She's Rita Repulsa in Power Rangers 2017.
I like that movie.
It's really good for about 15 minutes at the end.
Yeah.
When it actually turns into a Power Rangers movie and stops trying to be the Breakfast Club for some reason. It's not his job! He's a civilian. If he had stopped him, technically, he probably would have been committing assault and you would have had to arrest him too. You fucking scumbag cop.
I think he quite respects that response. He does that fair play, you got me.
Yeah. Yeah. Brightburn 2019? Didn't see that. Is that? I think that's the one about another one of the evil Superman.
Yeah, I want to see that. I think I was going to watch it or watched a bit of it. I can't remember.
I'm really sick of all this evil superhero business. Speaking of which, she has a cameo in The Boys.
Great show.
Which is a show I famously hate.
It's a great show.
It's fine. I remember watching the first season of it, and I was like, this is really well made and well performed. But at the end of it, I just felt bad. It just felt horrible. Don't die, Uncle Ben.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna die.
This was actually... I remember seeing this in the cinema, and this was actually genuinely very upsetting. Because they'd had a fight, and now he's dying.
It's way more impactful, this sequence, than any of the other... Well, the one other time they tried to do it in...
Yeah, with...
to be honest, I don't think... I quite liked... New chap, Tom Holland and what's her name, Aunt May, having the chat.
Yeah, that was fine.
That was similarly impactful, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
But this is just more grounded and real, whereas the one with Andrew Garfield was just a bit...
Yeah. Well, for a start, they don't say... They do a sort of weird paraphrasing of with great power comes great responsibility. Because he's like... Oh, you've got to remember, if you've got a responsibility to do the right thing, then you should always do the right thing, and that's what your dad used to say.
But I liked it in Tom Holland in his first appearance. What was it? Civil War?
Yeah.
And he's basically paraphrasing himself, but he does it sort of kind of catch it like, when you can do the things I can do and you don't, and people go, no, that's your own fault. It's like, he's the essence of it, but it's good.
Yeah. Doesn't really make a lot of sense for him to unlearn that lesson. Although I guess it kind of does. He gets distracted with other things and gets caught up in all the fun of being Spider-Man. This is a great sequence. I love this. Weird CGI rubbery man situation, but
it's good.
It's very video gamey, but I love it.
I love the lands.
Yeah. I love all his crouchy posing and gesticulations.
Oh, I forget. Obviously they steal Ash's car, so that's why he's chasing it again here.
Yeah. Also, weird CGIing his eyes in there. Doesn't quite look great. But it's pretty
I'm
good.
getting a bit of screen glare at the moment. It's quite hard with this dark scene. Oh, how much fun would that actually be? Although apparently, as we've learned, it's quite bad in the back.
Yeah. So, who we got next? Bruce Campbell!
Yes.
As the ring announcer. Maybe Mysterio, ?
Yes.
And it was...
We'll come to that after in our post-3 chat.
Yeah. Let's save that for now.
Maybe we should do a little what could have been for Spider-Man 4 story.
Yeah, we could do that. It would probably be quicker for me to name things that Bruce Campbell hasn't been in. Because he's been in basically everything ever. The Evil Dead franchise, of course.
Epic.
He was in Darkman 1990 as the Final Mask.
Yes.
He's in 2 episodes of Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman.
He's good in that. I remember him being a good villain.
I don't remember him from that at all.
Just because he's charismatic and has presence on screen.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I mean, I'm sure maybe he didn't want to, but how did he not become more of a leading man?
I think just because he didn't want to.
But he's just got such presence.
I think he was just quite happy, just working with Sam Raimi, doing little bits here and there.
He should have been doing Brendan Fraser's sort of roles. Like, he should have been in The Mummy and things like that. Well, not The Mummy, but things like that. He could have been that sort of swashbuckly, cheeky hero.
Time Cop, 1998.
Certainly could see.
Escape from LA, 1996 as well.
Come up again.
Cars 2, 2011.
Ugh.
Oz the Great and Powerful, 2013. I think this commentary is the most that movie has ever been mentioned since it was released.
Very probably, yes.
And he's in Doctor Strange and the Etc. of Etc. as Pizza Papa.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah, he just gets fucking abused in that movie.
Yeah, it's not a great cameo, to be honest.
Nice to see him. Does it surprise you how good he is at fighting?
No, because that's kind of one of Spider-Man's abilities
just
is
natural fighting ability.
Yeah. Because he's not like trained in martial arts. He just knows how to like
move,
jump, and twist, and bend, and
I suppose with his reflexes, he can do what the fuck he wants, really.
Yeah. Which is why he's so difficult to fight, because he doesn't really have a fighting style. He's not like using a martial art that you can like counter. He's just, using spider sense and responding. And so he doesn't actually murder him. It's all a misunderstanding. He breaks his wrist, and that's pretty bad. But
that could have happened in the fall.
Could have. Yeah, that's right. Just stand there with your mask off.
Yeah, good luck catching me. I can climb on ceilings.
Yeah. Be funny if he shouted that at him as he crawled away. Good luck catching me.
Oh, we see you up there, blast.
Oh no, I'm dead. Oh well.
That'd be a short movie.
Yeah. No. It's very sad, isn't it?
He's very sad. You can tell because he's doing his crying sad face.
Yeah.
He's sitting in Batman's spot. Who told her?
The police, probably. The whole informing next of kin thing that they do.
Yeah, but it's only just happened, isn't it? Oh no, as well.
Yeah, I imagine they would be on that pretty quickly.
I feel like they'd still be there.
Anyway, let's do some fun stuff and general chat and maybe a little bit of a quiz, shall we?
Oh, let's do that.
So, James Cameron was going to make a Spider-Man movie in the 90s. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Charlie Sheen actively campaigned for the titular role
of Spider-Man.
Charlie Sheen.
Playing a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
In 1990 something.
Yep. But Cameron was set against that.
Good. Jesus, what a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm half expecting it to twist around and snap his spine.
Yeah. He was determined that Leonardo DiCaprio was going to be his only choice for that laugh. It's just...
I know. I like that Willem Dafoe insisted on keeping the mask on for most of the scenes.
I don't.
You don't?
I don't like that, and we'll come on to that.
But I think it's quite funny.
It is quite funny, but it's also bad. But, like I say, we'll get to that. Cameron's version would have been a darker take on the character and would have featured reimagined versions of Electro and Sandman. Electro was to be an evil businessman called Carlton Strand, as opposed to an electrical engineer by the name of Max Dillon, who got caught in a lightning accident.
Not in a big tank of eels.
Not in a big tank of eels. Not originally, no. I think that might have happened in like the Ultimate Comics universe, possibly. Who knows? Okay. Sandman would have been Carlton Strand's personal bodyguard named Boyd, as opposed to William Baker, aka Flint Marko, a petty crook who gets irradiated by an experimental nuclear reactor on a beach.
It falls into a particle accelerator. They keep falling into things.
Yeah, you got to be careful where you fall.
Yeah.
The classic place to put a nuclear reactor on a beach.
Well, is it really a nuclear reactor, or is it just an experiment?
I'm talking in the comics, not in the movie.
I mean, it's not really a strange place to put a nuclear reactor by a beach because you want water in that.
Well, I suppose that's true. It depends on. I suppose it doesn't necessarily have to be
Fukushima?
it doesn't necessarily have to be a public beach, I suppose.
It's probably best not to be.
So a bit of a controversial change, I'd say, since Spider-Man villains tend to be sort of sciencey accidents and experiments most of the time.
Yeah.
Which is something I quite enjoy. Also controversial, the Cameron version was to feature heavy profanity and a sex scene between Spider-Man and MJ atop the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, that's not very in keeping with
Yeah.
15-year-old played by Michael Sheen.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think maybe they were going to like age the characters up a bit. It might have been sort of post-high school era, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, still a bit weird. Thankfully, some litigious tedium stalled production, and Cameron moved on to other things, such as a little movie called Titanic.
Sounds vulgar.
Yeah. No one else wanted to make a Spider-Man movie, thanks to Batman and Robin, which convinced studios that the comic book movie genre was dead, and pretty safe assumption at that point in time, I think.
I mean, well, yeah. Well, I don't know. It just needed reinvigorating, didn't it?
Well, indeed, because along came Blade and X-Men.
And then everyone was
and then they were like,
superheroes are cool again.
Yeah, they very quickly changed their minds.
Got to thank Mr. Hugh Jackman.
It doesn't even sound like a real name.
It doesn't.
Marvel sold the film rights to Sony, and the rest is Spider history.
And Sony likes sticking their little fingers in, don't they?
And they certainly do.
Are you excited for Madame Web?
Not really.
No. Is anybody?
I don't think so.
No.
I'm sort of interested to see the evil Spider-Man that's going to be in it, but apart from that...
There's an evil Spider-Man?
Well, yeah, it's like an evil guy that dresses like Spider-Man and basically has Spider-Man powers.
Okay, maybe that'd be good.
Several other directors were lined up, including Roland Emmerich,
right,
who's done some stuff. Stargate,
yes,
which is good. Independence Day, which is fine.
A film.
Godzilla 1998, which is hot garbage.
It really is.
And The Day After Tomorrow, which I actually quite like. I think it's not bad.
The Day After Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Is that the one where they...
Jake Gyllenhaal, climate change, all that. Tony Scott was in the running. Top Gun, which is crap. Despise that movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Beverly Hills Cop 2, which is probably fine. The Last Boy Scout, which is one of my favourites. And Enemy of the State, which is another one of my favourites.
That's a good movie then.
Yeah. Who else did we have? Chris Columbus, who of course did Home Alone.
I like that bit.
That's Lucy Lawless.
Is it?
Yeah. There you go, you see. We're all learning things.
Yeah.
Chris Columbus, who did, of course, Home Alone, which is great. Mrs. Doubtfire.
Ooh.
Yikes.
He's
and
a
then
criminal.
he passed...
There he is.
Yay, there he is. He's a menace!
He loves his wife.
God, every line is just so quotable. They're about to. Chris Columbus, he passed on doing this to do some wizardly shite.
Oh.
Yeah. Barry Sonnenfeld.
Yes.
Barry Sonnenfeld.
Didn't he do Men in Black?
He did. He also did The Addams Family / Values.
Oh, they were great movies.
Yeah, they're basically the same movie.
But they're great
movies.
But
they're great movies. Did Men in Black, of course, which is brilliant. And Wild Wild West, but we don't talk about
film
that.
Also. We do tend to talk about that quite a lot.
It comes up, yeah. I wish it didn't, but anyway.
It.
Yeah, I could just stop mentioning it, couldn't I?
Who's this lady with the dapper haircut?
That's Miss Brandt.
She's great.
Oh, No, that's not Miss Brandt. Cash money for a picture of Spider-Man.
I'll make him infamous.
He's very good, isn't he?
Great.
Right, Tim Burton was also on the potential director's chair. He, of course, did Batman and Batman Returns, which are great.
Mm-hmm.
He did Mars Attacks.
Oh, I
which
like
is
that
very
movie.
good. He did Planet of the Apes, which is excellent.
Actually, you're talking 1998 one. I have that on DVD, and I recently bought Mars Attacks on DVD.
Oh.
So maybe we have some potential future watchings.
Potentially. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is utter garbage.
Oh,
No, it's a Willy Wonka. The Chocolate Factory is the good one.
We are the dream makers.
We are the dreamers of impossible
dreams
and whatever. Yeah.
Good stuff.
He also did the live-action remake of Dumbo.
Didn't see that.
Worthless.
Why do you need to do any of these live-action remakes?
So that they make more money.
Well, just re-release the originals.
Yeah, but they're old. And,
they're great. Well,
the original Dumbo is not great.
I've not seen it. I have seen it, but I haven't seen it in a long time.
It's very of its era, we'll put it that way.
Yeah. Well, also, I hadn't quite realised, A, how short the Jungle Book was, and B, how awkward the ending is when you watch the
Pretty
original.
awkward, yeah. That was probably my favourite Disney movie when I was a kid.
Yeah, same.
Mostly for Baloo.
Well, yeah, obviously.
As they said.
And King Louis. King Louis was cool.
King Louis as well, yeah.
But that's because they had actual singers and musicians in that film.
Of course.
Rather than just actors speaking lines.
Yes. Although in the remake, King Louis is played by...
Very badly.
By, what's his name?
Pocket Watch Man.
Yeah.
I want to say... it's not John Voight. Is it John Voight?
No, not John Voight.
Yes, we know who it is. But yes, it's really...
Yeah.
He basically just speaks it. He's like, Ruby 2. Want to be you?
Yeah, it's odd.
It's just really weird.
Really weird. So Tim Burton, he didn't want to do this because he was, quote, just a DC guy.
What?
Yeah, he's a bit of a weird prick, is Tim Burton.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tim Burton, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was Sam Raimi for a second.
Oh, no, yeah. Sam Raimi's
He's
pretty universally approved good person. Good egg. Michael Bay was also considered for a director of this.
And it would have been like...
Yeah, that would have been awful. He did Bad Boys. Oh dear. He did Armageddon, which is fine.
A bit oh dear.
He did Pearl Harbor, which is terrible and offensive.
Makes me think of that line from Team America. It's like, I miss you more than Michael Bay missed the point when he made Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. Ugh. And he did the Transformers movies.
Pish.
Yeah, piffle. I mean, the first one's fine.
Passable.
Yeah.
To be honest, I actually quite liked the first one with Mark Wahlberg in it more than most of the original ones. But Mark Wahlberg, again, interesting fellow.
Yeah. Ang Lee was also considered.
And then he did the Hulk.
Well, he did Sense and Sensibility, which is probably good. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which is astounding.
Yep.
And Hulk, which is very good for its time.
Yep. I mean, it's a standalone movie. It's good.
As you know, in that sort of era when they were just kind of figuring out what superhero and comic book movies were going to look like. I like the whole frame, like comic book panel framing thing. Didn't work all the time, but it was an interesting.
He tried.
Interesting choice.
I wonder if his camera says property of Peter Parker on it.
That's quite funny, actually. Ang Lee also did Brokeback Mountain, which is also probably good. I've never seen it. David Fincher.
Rubbish. Give me $5.
Yeah. How did you get all of these impossible shots of Spider-Man? You know, he's swinging in the middle of mid-air, and somehow Peter Parker's managed to get a picture of him, and nobody thinks to question.
He just calls his bluff, though. I love it.
Yeah. Not intentionally, though. He just starts wandering off because he's a meek little teenager.
All right.
Very good. Yeah, so David Fincher was also considered for this.
Nice.
Alien 3, which is great.
Wow, was it?
Oh yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's
It's a
very
bit
good.
rapey.
Well,
And compared to the
I mean, it's
original plot,
set in a prison.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than
It's better than 4.
It's better than 4. I would say probably
4 is
better
than 2 in certain ways.
But you know,
no, I think it goes. I think there's diminishing returns for those movies. I think 1's the best. Maybe 2's the best. Maybe 2, 1, 3, 4.
Maybe. I still think Alien 3 is pretty good. It's got Paul McGann in it. The Eighth Doctor.
Yeah.
David Fincher also did Sesevenin.
Sesevenin, yeah.
Which is pretty good.
What did you call it? Sesevenin?
Sesevenin.
That's what it's called, yeah.
Fight Club.
Yeah.
Not as good as you remember, probably.
Well, I don't know. It's still pretty good, and it's better. Yeah. It's interesting to look at it through a more adult lens, and not like the sort of nihilistic sort of Fight Club's cool way. Like actually looking at it for what it's meant to be. It's actually an interesting take on humanity, really.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I did Panic Room as well, which is pretty good. Jodie Foster.
Don't think I saw that.
And Forrest Whitaker, I think, is in that one as well.
Forrest Whitaker's great.
The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Which one?
The David Fincher one.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, the original, the TV movies, the Scandinavian TV movies, are really good.
I don't think I saw that one. I've seen the David Fincher
did the full
one.
trilogy, but I think with the same cast for the it's really good. I don't quite get this either. Like
capitalism.
Oh, he's a bit angry.
He is a bit angry. It's probably all that goblin smoke in his blood.
and the little pick-me-up he had beforehand.
Yeah.
Catalyst.
Yeah.
Whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Although, really, you'd hope it more of an enzyme than a catalyst.
Well, he says it catalyses
the
reaction when the thing hits the bloodstream. So, anyway. Yeah, so David Fincher thought the origin story was dumb and wanted to do an adaptation of The Night Gwen Stacy Died.
Oh dear.
Indeed.
Macy Gray!
Macy Gray. I don't see much of Macy Gray these days.
Nope.
I don't know if there's a reason for that. She's pretty good. I like her.
Yeah. I imagine it's probably just because she's not been releasing as much music, and/or the fact that now she's older, people aren't as interested in her. Like that
probably
seems
a
to be
combination
the way that the media works
of those factors. Yeah, but yeah, she just did some pretty good, like this, just some good feel-good poppy tunes. Who else was in the directors potentially directing this? Jeanne de Bont.
Why didn't you wear the black dress? Oh, I wanted to wear some culturally appropriating clothes instead and put some hair sticks in my hair. Pretend I'm Asian.
Yeah, that's a choice, isn't it?
It is.
A bit of a choice there. So yeah, Jan de Bont.
Jan de Bont.
Jan de Bont.
Okay.
I think I'm pronouncing that right. He did Speed and Speed 2.
Do you know what Speed's called in France?
Speed. Le Speed.
Oui.
Yeah, the first one of those is good. I don't know so much about the second one, although it's got Willem Dafoe in it, so that's a bonus. He also did Twister, which is pretty bad, and he did Lara Croft: Tomb Raider - The Cradle of Life.
Oh, the first one was good. Second one wasn't as good.
I mean, you say good.
Oh, I loved the first one. It was great. It was a video game movie.
This is great.
It was as good as Resident Evil was good. You know what I mean? They were both really a bit shit, but
I take issue with that. I think Resident Evil. We've done a commentary on that.
It did have Chris Barry in it. That's fun. True,
but who really gives a shit about Chris Barry?
Chris Barry does.
Yeah, definitely. And last on the list here,
I've got cheering, thinking it's a display.
Yeah, well, you would, wouldn't you?
I mean, would you?
Oh yeah, there's a festival going on, and a big showy thing happens.
That's like sci-fi tech flying around. You'd be like, "What the fuck is that?"
I mean, they clock on pretty quick, don't they?
I suppose.
Could have popped that balloon. That would have been rude.
It's going to pop some in a minute, I think.
Oh no!
And here's a question.
Calamity!
Why does he only use the magical skeleton turning bombs once?
Maybe he only had the one. There's our man Stan.
Oh, I missed him.
Yeah, he was being a hero when
Blink
you missed
and you miss it. I blinked.
Ah!
Which reminds me of all those sort of Universal Studios rides where the whole
yeah
away and stuff. Oh, subtle. Nobody will see that.
Yeah. Nice little sort of Superman reference there as well.
Yeah, I mean, Christopher Reeve invented that move. He didn't.
No, he didn't.
He
I think George Reeves probably invented that move, if anything.
Yeah, I'd... Oh.
You would just exclusively use those, wouldn't you?
Well, if all you're after is killing people, yeah. And it was a bit risky to do it with her there. What happens if she got a bit in range or it moved a bit? He's very trusting of his aim.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's all goblined up, so he's got good aim, probably.
Move, kid.
Yeah, you stupid brat. The fuck's wrong with you?
Somebody help him. A bit of fabric's going to land on his head and softly cushion... Oh, no, maybe not.
You wouldn't want a very large balloon landing on you because it's still very heavy. It might be soft, but it's still a lot of mass. You know?
True.
Anyway, the last potential director on my list here, M. Night Shyamalan. Shyamalan. I'm never quite sure how to pronounce that.
I think it's Shyamalan.
Yeah, that would make sense, actually, from the way it's spelled.
M. Night Shyamalan, yeah.
Shyamalan. Did The Sixth Sense, which is fine.
Yeah.
Did Unbreakable, which is very
great.
good. Did Signs.
Did he do Glass and the third one
yeah,
as well? I liked all three of those.
Oh, Glass was the third one. Split was the second one.
Yeah, no, I liked all of those. Glass ended a bit annoyingly.
I didn't like Glass at all. I thought it was just... Well, no, actually, yeah, you're fair.
It was great until
it started off all right and then just kind of petered out and turned into nothing.
Yeah.
Signs, which was okay.
That's the
Village.
One that's Jew-hating Mel Gibson, isn't it?
Yeah, very good. The Village, which was not bad.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the twist with that one?
Yeah, they were in a village.
Yeah, they were literally in a village. But it was modern times and it was all, So it's not bad. The Last Airbender.
The movie was shit.
Yeah, absurdly terrible.
And in fact, I have recently been advised that I must watch the Last Airbender TV series and appreciate it because it's amazing. And apparently it's all on Netflix or Prime or something.
Yeah.
And the movie is so apparent I'm never to watch it. But I think I've only seen bits of it.
Yeah, I've not really seen any of it at all. I've not seen the movie. I've seen stuff about the movie, so I know what's going on there and how bad it is, but yeah. And as you say, he did Split, which is not bad, and Glass, which had its moments.
It did. Split I enjoyed.
Yeah, Split was alright.
Isn't this where the Fantastic Four get married?
It
feels a lot like it when he's on rooftop gardens.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, ultimately, it was Sam Raimi's passion for comics that won him the job.
Why did you say that? You know who I am. And you're not even hiding your voice. How is she not going to twig?
Yeah. Stuff like that always makes me think of the bit in Green Lantern where she's like, did you really think I wouldn't recognise you just because you covered up your cheekbones? It's very good.
Are you jelly of the superhero?
Yeah, of course he is. You would be, wouldn't you? He can't spin a web any size, can he? He can't catch thieves just like flies. Yeah, that's quite toxic, actually, to just be like, we're. They haven't even fallen out. He's just needy. He's just jealous and clingy and insecure and just a bit of a horrible bloke.
That's because he knows all he's got going for him is his daddy's money.
Michael Jackson wanted to play Spider-Man.
Of course he did. Which
would have been very bad and very strange.
Yes. Not as strange as had he actually been cast properly as a Men in Black. Or a Man in Black.
Yeah.
That's why he got that cameo in there.
Yeah. Really there was a bit of a spate of him just trying to get cast in things that he just not suited for at all. Because he was...
what would he be suited for, other than freaky alien person?
Well, yeah, I don't know. But he wanted to be Jar Jar.
Well, I would have gone with that.
Nah, it would have been...
Well, he wouldn't have done Darth Jar Jar very well.
Oh, God. Why do I mention
They only cast
these
Ahmed
things?
Best because he's such a good actor and he would have played Darth Jar Jar so well. You know it, true.
Yeah, whatever.
Jar Jar was the key to all of it. That's why the trilogy
Stop!
is shit.
God, you're gonna give me a fucking aneurysm. Oh, here we go. This is great. I love this. So good. I love all his weird masks and everything as well.
Mm-hmm.
He does love a mask. So yeah, we mentioned this before, but the scene where Peter catches MJ in the lunch tray took 156 takes.
Fuck.
And they were actually going to scrap it due to time and budget. But Sam Raimi was like pretty determined to have it in and was pretty insistent on doing it practically rather than with CGI.
But it almost looks fake because it's so good. That's the trouble with it.
Yeah.
It almost it's such a throwaway shot because it just looks like they could have just CGI'd it.
Yeah.
And now they would and you wouldn't know the difference.
This is so good.
He smashes a lot of glass in this, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah. I mean, he's lobbing bombs around and things, so yeah.
Yeah, but glass is going to get stuck in your feet. It's your own house, man.
Yeah. Don't think he cares.
Facial shifts. Brilliant.
So Spider-Man is probably my favourite superhero. Did you know that?
I would have thought it would be Batman.
Fuck off.
Yeah, Batman's a twat, isn't he?
Batman's... I mean, I like Batman, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't say he's my favourite.
Spider-Man is a pretty damn good superhero.
I was only sort of vaguely aware of the character before I saw this movie.
I used to watch the cartoon.
I dabbled in the cartoon from time to time, but I was always kind of put off by the fact that nobody ever threw a punch. Yeah. And all the guns were laser guns. And I was just like, I even at the time, I was like, I know why they've done this, but it was just a bit weird.
I mean, it is. Oh, that face!
Yeah, so why bother covering up that face with a stupid bike helmet? You've got Willem Dafoe, who has, let's face it,
a goblin
face. And then you go and you cover it up with a stupid bike helmet thing. I don't get it. But yeah, I remember going to see this at a cinema, and it was like, this is everything I had ever wanted at the time. And it was the movie that got me into comics and comic book movies.
Nice.
So, thanks to Spider-Man 2002 for ruining my life.
How did he get out and catch that so quickly?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought it was Spider-Man for a second.
Why would Spider-Man do that?
Just a bit dick. Spider-Man's a menace. Like, he is a menace. Like, I get why J. Jonah Jameson has a problem with him.
Yeah. I like that he also has a bit of integrity in that he doesn't give up Peter Parker immediately.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's just an asshole.
Yeah. I'll read the room, JJ. That probably isn't going to help his cause as either, webbing up his mouth like that.
No.
So, it's not how you gain appreciation. Also, that could have killed him. It could have suffocated him.
What, sleeping gas? Yeah, you don't really know how
No, like webbing his face like that.
Oh, I suppose. Well, Andrew
could have gone up his nose and everything.
Garfield does do that in the film.
Yeah.
And he says about like pinching with his fingers, and you're like, that was a bit.
Yeah,
much.
Yeah.
But Andrew Garfield was a bit of a twat as Spider-Man.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, he wasn't a great Parker either, to be fair. I became this way by accident, and you tried to make yourself special.
Yeah. Sorry, just...
yeah, the movie's too good.
Willem Dafoe is speaking, so everybody shut up!
And appreciate the Dafoe. I love his casual lean.
Yeah. He does a good...
And to be fair, this scene would have been better without the mask on, actually, now you say that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not a very good costume, I think. It's just... Because like, Green Goblin in the comics, he's all, like, dressed in rags, and that's a lot more visually interesting, I think.
Did you see some of the sort of test images for Green Goblin in No Way Home? They had a lot of raggedy, torn purple hoodies and clothing
and
stuff.
Well, he does sort of end up like that a little bit.
Some of the concept art was way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same for Norman Osborn, actually. He had some really cool concept art for that movie.
Yeah.
Not for, Otto Octavius, sorry, not Norman.
Yeah. Did you see they were initially going to go with like an animatronic face in this for Green Goblin?
Didn't know that.
There's some like footage of it on YouTube you can find. It's pretty cool.
Tempted to look that up after this.
Right then, how much do you reckon you know about Spider-Man? Let's find out as we play.
This is going
to be... Look out! Here comes the Spider Quiz.
Oh, I'm looking out. I'm ready.
Okay, question 1. These are all multiple choice. There's 5 questions, multiple choice. So, are you ready? You ready for this?
I was born ready.
Right, question 1. In what year did Spider-Man make his comic book debut? Is it A, 1962? Is it B, 1934? Is it C, 1976? Or D, 1953?
I'm going to say 62.
You are right. It is 1962. That's 1 point.
Ding, 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 ding.
Question 2. I'm just going to have a little drink of water before I do this because I'm getting a bit too excited about all this Spider-Man.
Let's watch this fascinating scene between MJ and Peter.
Bit stalkery.
It's no Willem Dafoe, are they?
It's a bit stalkery how he's like, I was in the neighbourhood. I just had to take 2 buses and a cab to get into the neighbourhood. But you know,
and don't
tell Harry.
Don't pay any notice to the way I say the word neighbourhood when I said I was your friend in the neighbourhood Spider-Man.
Yeah,
you know who I was. That wasn't me. That was just somebody who sounds a lot like me.
I think Kirsten Dunst was actually asked at some point whether or not she thought that MJ would have figured out Spider-Man's identity, and she was like, "No, I don't think MJ's actually that bright." Which was interesting. Anyway, question 2. In the theme song for the 1960s Spider-Man cartoon series, what is Spider-Man likened to when arriving at the scene of a crime? Is it A, a bolt from the blue?
Mm-hmm.
Is it B, a streak of light? Is it C, an Olympic gymnast? Or is it D, a streak of piss?
I'm going to eliminate one.
Which one?
What was the first one again? No, I'm going to eliminate the last one.
Okay.
I mean, I genuinely don't know. It doesn't ring any bells. Read the rest 3 again.
A bolt from the blue.
Let's go with that. Well,
do you want me to read the other ones
bolt
again?
Bolt from the blue, streak of light.
An Olympic gymnast or a streak of piss?
I mean, it's a bolt from the blue or an Olympic gymnast, I'd say. But I'm going to go for a bolt from the blue because it sounds more poetic.
You're wrong. It's actually B, a streak of light.
Really?
Yeah.
He's nothing like a streak of light.
No, in the dead of night. In the cold of night. In the chill of night, sorry. In the chill of night, at the scene of crime. Like a streak of light, he arrived just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friend of the neighbourhood, Spider-Man, and so on. See, I know stuff.
Who's in the neighbourhood, he says.
Yeah.
Oh, how many times did they parody this sequence?
Too many, I would say. Apparently he had real difficulty filming this because his sinuses get flooded. Question 3. What is the title of the Spider-Man movie released in 2017? Is it A, The Amazing Spider-Man? Is it B, Spider-Man First Webs? Is it C, Spider-Man Begins? Or is it D, Spider-Man Homecoming?
2017. That was 7 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like it might be Homecoming.
You reckon?
What was the first one? I think I hadn't heard of 2 of them. I'm guessing they were animated films.
I'm actually just going to check my answer to this because... yeah.
I feel like maybe Homecoming was 2016 or something. I don't know. I'll say Homecoming.
You're right, it was Homecoming.
Okay. I thought it was a trick question because I felt like that seemed like the obvious answer. But nice. Okay.
Very good. And that's another point.
I wonder if they're going to catch the Nerdmotron.
Very good. Yes, if you look back on my YouTube channel, you'll find probably the best thing I've ever done, which is a redubbing of this scene to make Spider-Man very sweary, and it's so good. I really love doing that. Right, question number 4.
Not quite.
We're not in that section yet.
Sorry, I got excited.
Spider-Man has one of the most famous rogues galleries in comics history, but who was the first villain he ever faced? The first proper, established rogues gallery type villain, not just like a random street thug kind of thing. Was it A, Dr. Octopus? Was it B, the Vulture? Was it C, the Chameleon? Or was it D, Venom?
I doubt it's Venom. I doubt it's Dr. Octopus. So it's either between the one I haven't heard of, the Chameleon, and Vulture. I'm going to go Chameleon.
You're right, it's the Chameleon. Well done.
Because I imagine that's probably just not a very good one that they haven't put in the movies.
Not yet. I think they've maybe had a... I think actually in Far From Home there is a character in that.
So I just like the idea that the Goblin's doing a silly voice here.
See, now this would have been a perfect point to rag up his costume. Like he gets all burnt in the fire and his suit gets all melted and fused with the shawl thing that he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they could have done something there, but they didn't.
He should have been wearing purple as well, not red.
Well, yes, exactly. Bit of purple. Although there is
That's such a bad line.
There's a bit of a purple tint / reflection to his helmet sometimes.
Well, it's a bit like the TVR Tuscan in Swordfish.
If you say so. Right, last question. Question number 5. In Amazing Fantasy number 15, how does Peter Parker first discover he has special powers?
Okay.
Is it A, he is shot at but dodges the bullet? Is it B, a fight with Flash Thompson? Is it C, leaping out of the way of a car and sticking to a wall? Or is it D, he is visited by Professor Charles Xavier, who believes he is a mutant?
I mean, that is a part of it, and he's very insistent that he's not a mutant, because he's not. He's a mutate or something, isn't he?
Something like that, yeah.
So I'm going to say... I mean, it could be the Flash Thompson one, but that's how they do it in the movie, sort of. I'm going to go with dodging out of a car and sticking to a wall.
Correct. Well done.
I'm doing all right at this.
You got 4 out of 5 there, I think.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Well
ding,
done.
ding, ding,
ding. Ding, ding. Ding,
ding.
dong.
Pardon?
Exactly. Right, here we get some...
15-year-old girl, stop being a creep.
Yes, yeah, we get some sleazy creeping going on here, don't we? Yeah, I bet you have, you freak. You
wouldn't have heard that.
You might have. Don't look at people like that, you horrible man. They had to have a special, separate mask made that he could actually remove, because the proper one was all plastic on the inside, so it would keep its shape. Uh-oh. Probably should have put some super glue on that.
Why is his
something.
Healing factor not working? Surely he heals fast enough for that to glob up a bit quicker.
Because then you don't get this moment. Bloop.
Very CGI ice block.
Yeah, very watery blood as well.
Not very watery at all. Well, it's not watery enough, if anything. It's very much the wrong colour as well.
Well, it's radioactive spider blood.
Well, it's not radioactive, we've established that.
You're right, actually.
Oh, look at the matte line around his fingers. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd never actually noticed that before, but yeah, that's not the best. Casual violence to
no, really, I
elders.
really did beat an old lady.
Elder abuse. And he's still, I mean, you'll see it in a moment, but he could have just put a little bit of like webbing over his wound or something.
Yeah.
And this would have all panned out quite differently. Uh-oh. He didn't like that. Or he did like that?
I think he did like that. Look at him licking his lips.
Ew. That's unhygienic. Go and wash your hands. Where's your alcohol hand cleaning stuff? Yeah, that sounds likely. What's more believable, that or he was having a fight with a supervillain?
Well, obviously the latter.
In this universe, yeah.
Now your beeswax. Carve the turkey.
Also, what would happen at this point if Aunt May or something was treating his wound and like turned his hand and arm over and everybody saw the big white glob on his wrist? They would have some questions, at least.
Why do you have matching scars on both wrists, Peter?
Yeah.
What have you been doing? You look like you've been nailed to a wall.
Yeah. I was just, it's just the stigmata. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Because we know you have no personality.
Yeah. You're making an awful lot of assumptions here.
Mm-hmm. Broomer fast.
Bloody hell. He's not a nice guy, is he?
Well, I think he was nicer before all the chemicals got in his system.
I think he was always just a little bit like that.
Maybe.
And the goblin toxin, whatever, has just kind of enhanced his evilness.
Yeah, but he's a creep.
And also he did kind of stick up for her. He was like, you're wrong about her. And then he shouted at him and ran away, so what was he supposed to do?
Yeah, fair play.
But he's also a prick, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, shall we do some IMDb trivia bits? Interesting or not interesting? Let's go!
Let's do it.
Oh,
Excuse me, yawning.
Am I boring you?
I should have just had more coffee this morning. Please continue.
Number one. The Green Goblin's costume was originally designed to be more bulky and armoured, but Willem Dafoe, having decided to film his own stunts, because he's incredible, rejected it in favour of a more streamlined and athletic costume.
Fair play.
The final outfit was composed of 580 pieces and took Dafoe half an hour to put on. Is that interesting or not interesting? You're going with interesting, are you?
Interesting, yeah.
It's not interesting.
That's not interesting.
Honestly, because like I said before, it's not a great costume.
It's interesting.
He should be
clad.
So many
pieces.
and that it
was influenced by his decision to be more athletic.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay,
so not interesting. Yeah, he should be clad in like green and purple rags. Not a spray painted combat suit. You've cast Willem Dafoe, who's got the perfect face for the Green Goblin, and then you cover it up with a weird motorcycle helmet.
Can you imagine
what are you doing?
Having some sort of spelunking outfits spray painted as your superhero costume? I mean, what a fucking asshole would do that?
I know, right? Trivia bit number 2.
Yep.
A camera system called the Spider Cam, spelled with a Y, was that makes sense because spy, seeing camera, you know. A camera system called Spider Cam was developed to express more of Spider-Man's world and point of view.
Mm-hmm.
It was able to drop 50 stories, that's over 600 feet, don't you know?
Oof.
And with shot lengths of just over 2,400 feet or 3,200 feet for shooting in New York City or Los Angeles, and could shoot at 6 frames per second to convey a sense of speed. The Spider-Cam was only used in this film for the final sequence, but was brought into more use for the sequels. Okay. Is that interesting or not interesting?
I kind of need to see the shot to see whether it makes it worthwhile, but I would say it's slightly interesting.
I would say it is interesting. Ding! Mostly because I get to do this joke. Spider-Man, partly filmed with a Spider-Cam.
Right, next one.
Good stuff, eh? Yeah.
Next one.
People get this for free. It's amazing, isn't it?
I know.
Right, trivia bit number 3.
It really is astounding.
The owners of the billboards that surrounded Times Square attempted to sue Sony Pictures Entertainment Inc.
for free advertising.
Marvel Enterprises and the other companies involved with the production of Spider-Man 2002 for digitally superimposing advertisements for other companies over their billboard space in the film. I'm doing quotation fingers
that's
there.
Absurd.
The suit was thrown out by a federal judge in New York. Is that interesting or not interesting?
I mean, it's slightly interesting, but it's interesting that they would even have the goal to do that. They'd complain if they put the adverts in without allowing them, and they complain that they took them out without asking them.
Well, no, the complaint was that they covered the adverts over with adverts for other companies.
What's wrong with that?
Well, exactly. That's why it was thrown out, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Well, not interesting then. They're twats.
Yeah, not interesting. Tedious, petty, litigious codswallop.
Codswallop is the word.
Oh, God. I forgot about this bit.
Oh,
God. Oh,
He's so cringe.
It's making me cringe so hard I'm nearly collapsing in on myself into a singularity.
It's like Homer Simpson when he eats the sourest lemon.
Yeah.
Where you do. Right, next one.
Right, trivia bit number 4. The font of the movie title was later used for the logo of the original PlayStation 3 model. Don't interrupt me when I'm doing my trivia bits.
Okay.
Is that interesting or not interesting?
I don't know if it's interesting or not, but...
Well, I mean, that's the question, isn't it?
I'll just say interesting.
Well, it's not interesting, actually, because that's just lazy. You know? Get another font. I mean, it's a good font, to be fair, but get another font. What are you doing? What are you playing at?
Well, Sony had the rights, didn't they? They do what they want.
Well, that's true.
It's probably good marketing for them.
I guess, yeah. But, I mean, there was no like, Spider-Man game released with the, like, PS3... to kind of tie it in.
True.
It's just a bit of an odd choice. It was just like somebody just found a font that they had on file and was just like, oh yeah, we'll just use that one. But that's product design for you, I guess.
See, May is like, God, she's an idiot. How should she not realise that he's talking about himself?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think she's more happy about the fact that they're...
Bit flirty.
Bit flirty and such. Oh, perfect timing. I mean, there's nothing sus going on there at all. They could just be like, oh, I'm comforting a grieving friend. God, Harry Osborn's such a prick.
Yeah.
Pretty perfectly cast, if you ask me. But anyway, moving on. Trivia bit number 5.
It just occurs to me as well, like, well, we'll see it in episode 3. Or film 3, but his blooming butler knows what's going on for this whole film. Doesn't tell anyone. What a twat.
That butler. Yeah, trivia bit number 5. During the fight between Green Goblin and Spider-Man near the end, Willem Dafoe accidentally clipped Tobey Maguire on the chin with one blow. Is that interesting or not interesting?
That's how movie fighting works. That's not interesting.
It is interesting, actually. Ding!
How's that interesting?
Because there is a story of Joe Manganiello has told about some of the crew of the movie who hated working with Tobey Maguire, trying to pay him to actually, for real, punch Tobey Maguire in the face and break his nose.
Oh.
So I just
find
it...
Why do they hate Tobey Maguire?
Because apparently, I don't know, he just didn't get on with him.
Is he a bit of a twat?
I think he is a bit of a twat.
Fair play.
But yeah, I just think that's quite funny that they were trying to pay Joe Manganiello to punch him, and then Willem Dafoe did it by accident. That's quite good, that.
Fair play. So they got what they wanted and didn't have to pay.
Well, yeah.
Win-win.
And also, Joe Manganiello didn't do it because he would never have worked again if he had.
Yeah.
You know?
It was the early thousands. He probably would have done.
But yeah, he probably would have got his second chance by now.
Thanks, mate. You look awful too.
That's a bit rude. It's Rosemary Harris you're talking about.
I know, but shitting on her nephew.
No,
Superman.
Little Superman nods in this. Like up and away web and the pulling, ripping open the. That's not Superman.
Well, they interact. They're in the same.
Well,
universe.
I mean, Spider-Man and Superman have interacted. Bet you didn't know that?
I mean, I think I did.
No.
There's all sorts of weird crossovers.
Yeah.
I know that Captain Kirk and the 11th Doctor... Oh no, Captain Picard and the 11th Doctor have interacted, haven't they?
Yes, and Captain Kirk and the 4th Doctor. Yep, we've read those same comics.
I think I have your copies down there.
Oh yeah, they're good, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are pretty good.
They're pretty good.
Right, trivia bit number 6.
Continue.
The genetically modified spider that bit Peter Parker was not a Black Widow spider, but a Steatoda spider, which was chosen by Stephen R. Kutcher and painted red and blue by Jens Schnabel. I don't think these are real names. While the spider was anaesthetized. Is that interesting or not interesting?
I mean... It's interesting, actually. I didn't think they'd paint a fucking spider.
I would say interesting, yes. Ding. Whoever got given the job of painting an unconscious spider
you
should have been paid at least $1 million. Because fuck that. No, that just makes my skin crawl for so many reasons.
Don't go up any dark alleys.
Well, she does have previous, you know. Spider-Man, come out to play. Right, trivia bit number 7. In real life, J.K. Simmons is bald and clean-shaven, which resulted in him wearing a wig and fake moustache for the role of J. Jonah Jameson Jr. Jr. I bet you didn't know that.
I didn't. So he's JJJJ.
JJJJJJ.
JJJ Jr.
Indeed. Despite the differences in appearance, Simmons said that that following the movie's release, complete strangers on the street would immediately identify him as J. Jonah Jameson Jr. Ironically, Simmons' later Marvel Cinematic Universe portrayal of the character, beginning with Spider-Man Far From Home 2019, has him bald. Is that interesting or not interesting?
Not interesting.
Correct, it's not interesting. I don't think whoever wrote that knows what irony is.
No, well, must have gone to the Alanis Morissette school.
Yeah. This is good. I like this.
Oh, this launchy bit.
Yeah. What have you done?
I mean,
well,
he's causing some mayhem, isn't he?
He's done a terrorism, is what he's done.
He has.
Again.
I'm not a fan of domestic terrorism.
Not really, no.
I mean, general terrorism's bad, but
I'm just not big into it in general. You know, it's not
that
really.
Is a really powerful thing to be able to lift that.
Yeah, and his arm as well. He's holding that with one hand.
Yeah, he's the strongest Spidey, isn't he?
True. Spider-Man is one of the strongest Marvel characters.
Well, I love the story of when Otto Octavius, they do a body swap and he just punches a hole clean through a guy. And he's like, Jesus Christ, he's been pulling his punches this whole time.
Yeah.
He could have like taken my head off and he doesn't.
Yeah. This is very Batman and Robin. No, not Batman and Robin. Batman Forever. Remember the bit at the end with Batman Forever when they're like, you've got to choose which one of these people you're going to save. You can't possibly save all of them. And then he just does.
Well, always do that. They always have those impossible choices. Like, remember an episode of The New Adventures of Superman where there were bombs on both sides of the city and he just flew really fast and got them both?
Well, yeah, because he's Superman.
He's basically can fly at the speed of light, so...
Whee! Also, if I was Spider-Man in this situation, I probably would have reacted to this whole thing
a lot sooner.
Long before now.
What he could have done is just webbed up both of the Goblin's arms and what they're holding, and then gone in and grabbed them both himself and kicked him off.
Yeah. Or anything. He could have done something rather than just standing there. But Right, trivia bit number 8.
Yeah. How is that cord attached? Are they like fixed to the wires? Or I thought they ran along. Oh, it probably would be fixed actually, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, you're looking at it right now. It is.
It is.
So yeah. Anyway, trivia bit number 8. In order to come up with the look of the high school kids, the costume department sent disposable cameras to school teachers in New York City and had them distribute them among their students to take pictures of each other. Is that interesting or not interesting?
It depends how many inappropriate photos were snapped and taken and hidden by movie executives. Because I can imagine if you give a bunch of disposable cameras to high school students, they're going to be taking pictures of all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
It's like...
So is it interesting or not interesting?
Well, I would say interesting if we had more information about this, but I'll say not interesting because it's just like, well, okay.
No, I would say interesting, ding. Because taken out of context, that's really fucking creepy.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking creepy in context as well. Because it just seems kind of unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because, you just get somebody who knows about fashion and, like, young adult teenager fashion and get them to weigh in on it and don't go soliciting random pictures of high school
How did she survive
kids.
That? She caught herself from a free fall of like
she's got incredibly sturdy shoulders and elbows
and hands apparently.
Yeah, I do like that how it's the friction's like burning some of the dye off of Spider-Man's glove there.
Really?
That's good.
I didn't see that.
Where does that come from? He's under the bridge, and these people are on top of the bridge. So where did that thing come from?
It's windy.
Oh yeah, that's true. Solidarity!
Solidarity of New Yorkers!
Hey, forget about it!
We're gonna stop yous from being a bad person. Just let my accent.
Forget about it!
Sorry, you Mickey Blue Eyes now.
Don't ever call me that ever again.
Forget about it.
Right, trivia bit number 9.
This is a cool sequence.
This is a cool sequence. There's more broken glass. There's just broken glass all over the place with this guy. Uh-oh! Kablamo!
Very Sam Raimi shot there.
Yeah. He really gets his shit rocked in this scene, doesn't he? Yeah, he really has. Anyway, trivia bit number 9.
Didn't offer you friendship.
It was sort of friendship.
It wasn't.
It was evil goblin friendship.
Is that friendship or is that just...
It's a kind of friendship.
Goblining. Oof.
There's a big sock in the mouth, that is. That was a really unnecessary leap.
A lot of these leaps are.
Yeah. Oh, right in the neck. Oh, that's going to leave a mark.
Clotheslined him.
Anyway, trivia bit number 9. Willem Dafoe was considered for the role of the Joker in Batman 1989.
I love how it sounds like tearing steel when he rips those cables.
Yeah, that's good.
Say again, he was considered for who?
He was considered for the role of the Joker in Batman 1989, a character similar to the Green Goblin. Both villains are known for their maniacal laughter, and both of their trademark colours are green and purple. Also, Green Goblin is considered Joker's equivalent counterpart, as Spider-Man is to Batman, and are both their greatest adversaries. That word that I can say.
I'm going to say that's not interesting.
Really?
Well, Well, the way you said that makes me think I should say interesting, but yeah, I'm going to say not interesting.
No, it's actually interesting. Ding.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks like the Joker, doesn't he?
I mean, yeah, but I feel like it's too obvious for it to be interesting. Like, obviously, you cast as the Joker.
Well, he looks like the Joker. He also looks like a sinister goblin man.
Yeah,
and I say that with the deepest love and respect for Willem Dafoe, who is just a wonderful, wonderful person.
I'm sure. I've never met him myself.
Well, he's a wonderful actor. Probably best not to extrapolate from that to people being wonderful people.
Well, I have seen him. He always seems pretty cool in interviews.
Yeah, he seems like you don't hear anything about him being an asshole. So
No.
And again, they should have just used his actual face instead of, or like do some makeup and prosthetics maybe, but have his actual
Does
actual
he even
face.
Know it's Norman at this point.
No, well, he's about to, but at this
So
point,
that's probably why he had the mask on for so long, isn't it?
Dun dun dun. You did have something to do with it. You were involved.
Well, you did try and kill him.
Yeah, he's tried to kill him many times. Ooh, sneaky.
I'd love to know how he controls it with 2 buttons.
Magic.
Maybe it's like sonic screwdriver thought control.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe like pre-programs it and then just activates it.
Maybe.
Like those robots that you would play with in primary school. You would
Yeah.
program the path.
Medipat.
Yeah.
I have a father. His name was Ben Parker. That's not great English.
Yeah, good one, Captain Pedantry. Right in the groin. Right in the meat and two veg.
Oh, it is actually, isn't it? Right in his hips.
It's gonna leave a mark.
Oof.
Right, shall we do trivia bit number 10?
Please do.
The interior of the Osborne mansion was previously used as the interior for Wayne Manor in Tim Burton's Batman.
Oh, yawn.
Sam Raimi worked hard to shoot the corresponding scenes in such a way that the audience wouldn't catch it. Is that interesting or not interesting?
I mean, that's how sets work. Like, you reuse sets in different movies all the time, so not interesting.
No, it is interesting, actually.
How's that
Ding.
interesting?
Because he did a good job, because I would never have known.
Okay.
Yeah?
I haven't done anything. I brought your dead father back after he tried to kill me.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of Spider-Man's problems could be solved with like a 5-second conversation,
Yeah.
But then you don't get all the pathos, I suppose. Yo, what's up? So your dad's dead then?
Dead Dad Club!
Semantics.
You didn't lose him, he died. If you lose him, it implies you can find him again.
Not necessarily.
It's the line from Spaced. It's like, what do you think of the waistcoat? Do you think I should lose the waistcoat? No, I think you should burn the waistcoat, because if you lose it, you might find it again.
Oh yeah, you won't be hugging it out in the next one, will you?
No. Although, all of this could again have been solved with a conversation with your butler.
Yeah.
Who apparently is so secretive he doesn't exist in this movie. Or is he about to hold a door open for him or something?
No, I wouldn't think so, because he's like 90 years old.
That doesn't stop the rich bastards making them do what they want.
True. Very true.
Look at poor Batman's butler man. What's he called?
Alfred.
Alfred. He was getting on a bit, but he was responsible for quite a lot.
Yeah. True. There is that bit in... is it Batman and Robin? Yeah, it's Batman and Robin, where Bruce Wayne is literally like 5 feet away from the door when the doorbell rings, and he still shouts on Alfred to go and get the door. But that's rich people for you.
Yeah. Rich bastards. It was you, Pete. Even though I should have realised that you're Spider-Man by now.
Oh god, these are the bits where I kind of clock out.
Well, it's the sappy bits that Sam Raimi's not good at. He's good at he's good at the actiony.
Yeah, I mean it's to be fair, it is for the world that it's set in. It is very cartoony and comic booky and melodramatic, so you know
it fits.
It fits, but it's just also very cringeworthy.
It's just a bit cardboardy, this scene, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. They were actually in a relationship for reals.
Really?
Tobias and Kirsten.
It's hard to tell with such rampant chemistry on screen.
Well, yeah. They don't do too badly.
Yeah, hang on. Isn't that then 3 Spider-Mans and their love interests that have been in relationships after the films? Tom Holland and Zendaya.
Actually, now you think about it.
What's his name? And these two.
Yeah, Tom Holland and Zendaya. And
Andrew
Garfield and Emma Stone. And these two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Spider-Man anti-curse.
Yeah. Or blessing, as some might call it.
Or is it maybe the Spider-Man love interest blessing? Is it who are we more excited for? Spider-Man's or the love interests? I think more the Spider-Man.
Well, probably Spider-Man. The love interests don't tend to be terribly interesting.
No. I mean, like, who are we happier for? That Zendaya got with Tom Holland or that Tom Holland got with Zendaya? That's the point I'm making.
I think I'm happy for both of them equally.
Well, yeah, fair play. Okay, yes. Tom and Zendaya is a bisexual nightmare, those two on screen together. Well, nightmare or... Again, blessing.
Yeah, I took your meaning, yeah. Good job.
God, this scene's going on a bit, isn't it?
It's still going, isn't it?
Oh, dear. I remember at the time there was a lot of complaints that they didn't get a real redhead to play Mary Jane.
Yeah,
but at least they dyed her eyebrows and didn't do what they did with Daenerys Targaryen, where they just give her a blonde wig and she has like the blackest eyebrows when she's supposed to have like bleach white hair. Like, all that sort of thing. Like it's all like it like literally has no pigmentation. She's supposed to be like it's like the anti-Thor in Thor.
Yes, I was just thinking of Thor's beautiful dyed eyebrows. I'm Spider-Man.
Well done, Mr. Spider-Man.
This is good. I love this. Whee! So there you go. There's the shot with the spider cam.
Okay.
And I mean, a lot of that is CG'd and stuff, but the bit where it's like swooping down.
Yeah, it's pretty
I think they do use that same shot earlier on in the movie, actually. And he had to land on the American flag because he's Spider-Man for America. Well, that's a good movie.
That was a great movie.
I really
I'm very much looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, definitely.
Shall we just watch it now?
Maybe. But anyway, that's enough for this commentary. We'll be back next time with, of course, Spider-Man number 2.
One thing I actually should probably ask, and if we need to know, is there a post-credit sequence in this film?
No.
They didn't do that back
No, it wasn't.
In that case, fuck it, let's just cut it out now.
It's got it's got a rendition of the 60s Spider-Man theme tune at the end, which is sort of post-creditsy, Easter eggy kind of thing.
If anybody wants to listen to that, they can do that on their own.
But now we're listening to Chad Kroger, so let's
leave,
shall we? Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.